My name is Madison Blake, and I'm 26 years old.
3 weeks ago, I thought I was dating the man I'd probably marry.
Now, every time I open my phone, I see my own face breaking apart in front of millions of strangers. Before all of this, things with Tyler looked good from the outside. He's 24, funny in that fast talking internet way, the kind of guy who can turn a grocery run into a bit. He calls himself a full time creator, and he isn't wrong. Around 300,000 people follow his TikTok account. To them, he's that charming guy with the ring light and the goofy couple videos. To me, he was the boyfriend who used to fall asleep halfway through movies and steal the sheets. When we first got together, the TikTok stuff felt harmless. He'd do trending dances, comedy skits, little story times. Sometimes he'd ask me to join a couple video. Just sit next to me and react, he'd say, wrapping an arm around my shoulders. You don't even have to talk if you don't want to. They love you, Maddie. You test well with the audience. He'd say that like a joke, but there was always something a little sharp underneath, like I was a character he was testing in a pilot episode. I'm not a camera person. I work a normal 9 to 5 in operations at a logistics company. My days are emails, spreadsheets, and arguing with vendors who think deadlines are suggestions. By the time I get home, the last thing I want is to perform. But Tyler loved when I joined his videos, and I loved him, so I let him film us making dinner, us cuddling on the couch, us doing couple challenges. I drew the line at some things. Pranks where someone gets humiliated, fake breakups, that kind of content. That stuff goes viral, babe, he'd say, scrolling through his For You page. Look at the numbers on this one. People eat it up. And how do the people in the videos feel? I'd ask. He'd shrug. They're laughing in the end, right? I wish I'd paid more attention to how casually he said that. The week everything happened, he was extra tense. His engagement was dropping, he said. Views were down. Brands were quiet. I need something big, he muttered one night, pacing the living room, phone in hand. Like a hook, a moment. Why not try something new, I suggested. Different type of content. Or collab with another creator. You always talk about that. That takes too long, he said, breathless with impatience. The algorithm's brutal right now. I need a spike. He said it like he needed oxygen. 3 days later, I came home from work around 6, shoulders aching, head heavy. It had been one of those days where a client acted like the world would end if their shipment was 10 minutes late. My only plan for the evening was to microwave leftovers and not think. When I opened our apartment door, I knew immediately that Tyler was filming. The ring light was already glowing in the living room, casting that artificial halo over everything. His phone was set up on the tripod, pointed at the couch. Tyler sat there in his favorite hoodie, hair styled just right, bouncing one leg. Hey, babe, he said, way too bright. Come sit with me for a sec. I dropped my work bag by the door. Tyler, I just got home. Can I change first? It'll be quick, he insisted. 2 minutes tops. Come on, you look great. He was already adjusting the camera angle as I walked over. My stomach did a small, uneasy flip, the way it always did when a lens was pointed at me. Still, I sat down beside him. This was our life now. Him filming, me compromising. He leaned forward, checked the frame on his phone, then hit record. The red light blinked to life. Then his face changed. The performative smile slipped away, replaced by something grave and heavy. His shoulders dropped. He turned toward me with eyes that looked haunted. We need to talk, he said quietly. Every nerve in my body went alert. Those words are never good. Not in real life. What's going on? I asked, my voice already tightening. He swallowed, gaze flicking to my eyes and then back to the camera, so fast I almost missed it. I've been seeing someone else, he said. For a second, my brain refused to translate the sentence. It just hung there between us, like a glitch in the air. What? I whispered. 3 months, he went on, eyes shining with fake guilt, so convincing it didn't feel fake at all. I'm so sorry, Maddie. I don't know what happened. He just makes me feel things you don't anymore. That word sliced. I felt the room tilt. The ring light hummed quietly, making the silence louder. 3 months? I choked. Tyler, what are you talking about? My chest tightened, a hot pressure building behind my ribs. I couldn't seem to pull a full breath. My mind started flipping through the last 3 months, searching for clues, for nights he'd come home late, for jokes about collabs I hadn't understood. Images flashed. Him laughing at his phone, turning it away when I walked past. Him saying, "It's just DMs, don't worry," with that easy grin, the few times he'd been weirdly distant in bed. Oh my God, I whispered, the first tears sliding out before I could stop them. Tyler, are you serious? I never meant to hurt you, he said, watching me too closely. I just can't keep lying. The words didn't make sense and hurt at the same time. I could hear myself breathing, hear the wet, ugly sound under it. 2 years together. 2 years building a life, choosing furniture, fighting about bills, talking about maybe moving to a bigger place, maybe someday getting a dog. I loved him. I had a plan in my head with his name in it. Was any of this real? I managed. Were we real? Or was I just background in your videos while you... Something in his expression flickered. Then Tyler laughed. It wasn't a nervous, I don't know how to handle emotions laugh. It was bright and full and delighted. Oh my God, he wheezed, grabbing the phone off the tripod and flipping the camera toward himself. Babe, it's a prank. It's for TikTok. I'm not really cheating. Look at your face. I froze. My tears were still falling. My heart was still breaking. The ring light glowed on. Indifferent. A prank, I repeated, numb. Yeah, he grinned, pointing the camera at me now. You guys, look at this. Tell my girlfriend I cheated prank. Her reaction is insane. This is going to go crazy. The crying? That was perfect, babe. So real. He was still recording. I stared at the tiny black eye of the lens, realizing it had captured every second of me shattering. Tyler, turn it off, I said quietly. Come on, don't be mad, he coaxed, angling the phone to catch both of us. It's just content. Everyone does these. You'll laugh when you see the edit. I stood up. Where are you going? He asked, the first hint of annoyance creeping into his voice as I walked down the hall. I went straight to the bedroom, pulled my suitcase from under the bed, and flipped it open. My hands shook as I grabbed clothes from drawers. Jeans, hoodies, underwear in messy handfuls. Behind me, I heard him follow, footsteps soft on the carpet. Seriously? He said, still filming. I could see the phone reflected in the mirror, his face framed by the glowing ring. You're really packing? Over a prank? I didn't answer. I grabbed my toiletries bag, my laptop, my chargers. Essentials. The things I'd need if I didn't come back. You're being so dramatic, he snapped. It's a joke. The internet is going to love this. I zipped the suitcase. The sound was loud enough to slice through his voice. In the doorway, he hesitated, and I saw something like uncertainty flicker across his features. Then he lifted the phone higher, like he couldn't bear to waste a second of content. I rolled my suitcase past him, out to the living room. My throat burned, but my eyes had gone dry. I was past crying, past yelling, just hollow. At the front door, I paused, hand on the knob. Tyler was still recording. Was any of it real? I asked, without turning around. Or have I just been content this whole time? For once, he didn't have a snappy line ready. He hesitated, phone hovering, mouth parting. I love you, he said finally. This was just one joke. Don't blow up our life over a video. I opened the door. Then maybe you shouldn't have treated our life like a video, I said, and walked out. I ended up at my friend Jenna's place, sitting on her couch with a borrowed blanket and a mug I kept forgetting to drink from. She listened to the whole story, eyes wide, jaw dropping lower with every detail. He filmed you crying, she said slowly, and he's going to post it? He said it's just content, I muttered. He said everyone does it. She made a face like she'd bitten into something rotten. Everyone with no soul, maybe. I tried to sleep in her guest room that night, but my mind wouldn't turn off. I kept seeing the red recording light, kept hearing his laugh over my tears. The next afternoon, against my better judgment, I opened TikTok. It was the first video on my For You page. Caption, telling my GF I cheated to see her reaction. #couples, #prank, #emotional. I watched myself walk into the frame, sit down next to him, smile faintly. Watched his face go serious. Watched myself crumble. He'd cut it cleverly. Close-ups of my face, the shaky breath, his confession. Then it jumped ahead. No suitcase, no packing, no leaving. The video ended with his reveal, "It's a prank," followed by a quick stitched clip of us laughing together from some older video. Like it was all fine, like I had forgiven him. I hadn't even been in the room for that last laugh. The view count in this corner made my stomach lurch. 900,000 in under 24 hours. The comments were a mix of outrage and excuses. This is cruel, dude. WTF. It's just a prank. She needs to chill. Her crying is so real. This is gold. Did they stay together? We need an update. And through all of it, one thing was clear. They thought we were still together. That I'd cried, been humiliated, then brushed it off for the camera. My real life had been cut out like a bad take. Jenna sat beside me, reading over my shoulder. He lied, she said. He made it look like you stayed. I stared at the screen, at my own red-rimmed eyes frozen mid-sob. He turned my heartbreak into a storyline, I whispered, and he didn't even bother to keep the ending true. For the first time since I walked out, anger burned hotter than the hurt. Maybe I couldn't stop the video, but I could stop the lie. I clicked into the comments, my fingers hovering over the keyboard, heart pounding as the cursor blinked back at me. If they wanted content, they were about to get the truth. For a long moment, all I did was stare at that blinking cursor like it was daring me to change the narrative. My thumb hovered over the screen, frozen. If I commented, there was no going back. This wasn't just texting him. This was stepping into the middle of a 5 million view circus and saying, actually, the clown set the tent on fire. What are you thinking? Jenna asked quietly. I'm thinking I didn't agree to this, I said. Any of it. I didn't agree to be the crazy crying girlfriend in his prank. Then don't let him decide how this story ends, she said. Tell people what actually happened. I exhaled slowly, scrolled back to the top of the comments, and clicked Add a Comment. For everyone asking, I typed, I'm the girlfriend in this video. I didn't forgive him. I didn't laugh it off. I left while he was still filming. He edited that part out. My heart hammered. I kept going. The crying you see here is real. He made me believe he'd been cheating for 3 months, laughed while I broke down, and called it content. That's not a prank. That's cruelty. We are not together. I read it 3 times, fingers trembling. No insults, no exaggerations, just facts. You good with that? Jenna asked. I swallowed. Yeah. Then I hit post. For a second, nothing happened. The comment slid into the sea of thousands. Just one more line of text in the chaos. My username sat under it, my actual name attached. It's up, I whispered. Good, Jenna said. Now put your phone down for a minute before you have a heart attack. I tried. I really did. We ordered takeout and half-watched a show, but my mind stayed magnetized to my phone on the coffee table. After 15 minutes, I cracked. Okay, I can't, I said, grabbing it again. My comment had already climbed near the top. 2,000 likes, then 5, then 10. Replies flooded in beneath it. Wait, what? He edited her leaving out? That's sick. Girl, I'm so sorry, this is awful. Y'all defending him still? She literally says she left. Mixed in were the usual trolls, but the tone under my comment was different from the main thread. Less, it's just a prank. More, this is messed up. The like count climbed rapidly, ticking up every time I blinked. Jenna leaned over my shoulder. Damn, she murmured. They believe you. It's not about them believing me, I said, even though relief loosened something tight in my chest. It's about not letting him rewrite what happened. My phone buzzed. Then again, then again. Tyler. Madison, what the hell did you just do? Tyler, delete that. Tyler, I'm serious. Take it down now. I stared at the screen, a bitter laugh, catching at the back of my throat. Oh, now he cares about how I feel on camera, I muttered. Another text popped up. Tyler, you're making me look like a monster. I typed back before I could overthink it. Me. I didn't make you do any of this. I just told the truth. He called immediately. Jenna raised her eyebrows. You answering? Yeah, I said. I think I want to hear him squirm. I put him on speaker. What is wrong with you? He exploded the second the line connected. His voice was higher than usual, frayed at the edges. Do you have any idea what you've done? Yes, I said calmly. I told people what actually happened. You're ruining my career, he snapped. My sponsors are going to see that. Brands are going to think I'm abusive or something. It was a prank, Madison. A prank. A prank is jumping out from behind a door, I said. Not making your girlfriend believe you've been cheating on her for months and filming her breakdown. You're being so dramatic right now, he shot back. You know I didn't cheat. You know it was fake. You're twisting this to make me look bad because you're hurt. I am hurt, I said, because you hurt me, on purpose, for views. He went quiet for half a beat. You need to delete that comment, he said finally, voice dropping lower. Like right now, I'm serious. You're making things way worse than they need to be. We can fix this. Come back, we'll film a follow-up. People love redemption arcs. We say we worked through it, we're stronger than ever. It'll blow up. This could be good for both of us. I stared at the phone. You want to use this to make another video, I said slowly. Why not, he said, sounding almost offended that I wasn't keeping up. People are invested. We can flip the narrative. You get to tell your side, I apologize, we hug it out. Brands love that stuff. It shows growth. Tyler, I said, I'm not a plot twist for your channel. You're overreacting, he said. Nobody cares that much. It's just entertainment. You care, I pointed out. You're the one panicking. He sucked in a breath, and I imagined him pacing in front of the ring light, hair mussed, phone clutched like a lifeline. There are already drama accounts reposting it, he snapped. I've gotten 3 emails from brands asking for clarification. If they think I emotionally abused you, they're going to drop me. That's my income, Madison. My job. You're messing with my livelihood. You're the one who posted the video, I said. You're the one who edited out me leaving so you wouldn't look bad. That's not what I did. Tyler, I said softly, you sent me the full video, remember? You wanted me to approve it before you posted. You forgot that part? He went silent. There it was, the tiny mistake he hadn't counted on. He'd texted me the raw footage. Him confessing, me crying, me packing, me walking out while he followed with the camera, begging me to calm down. He'd cut all that out before uploading, but the original still lived in my messages. I have the whole thing, I continued. If you try to say I'm lying, I can post it, unedited. The quiet on the other end turned sharp. You wouldn't, he whispered.
Try me, I said.
For a moment, all I could hear was his breathing. You're being cruel, he said finally, the word tasting bitter in his mouth. All over a stupid video. You're destroying everything I've built. You filmed my pain, I said, my voice shaking now, not from fear, but from the force of everything I'd been holding back. You posted it without my consent. You let the entire internet watch me break down and then cut out the part where I left so you could pretend we were fine. And you did it because you were worried about your engagement. He started to speak, but I didn't let him. You did that, I said. Not me. I'm not destroying anything. I'm just refusing to let you lie. Jenna reached out and squeezed my knee. On the other end, Tyler's tone shifted, getting smaller and meaner at the same time. You're going to regret this, he said. You think the internet is really on your side? They'll turn on you in a second. They'll call you bitter, petty, jealous. You'll get hate too. You're not built for that, Maddie. I am. I know how to handle it. You don't. That's the first honest thing you've said, I replied. I'm not built for this. I don't want to be. I want a life where my worst moments aren't monetized. He scoffed. Wow, so self-righteous. Goodbye, Tyler. Just delete the comment, he said quickly, the panic back in his voice. We can figure this out. I hung up. For a second, the silence in Jenna's apartment was so complete it rang in my ears. Holy shit, she breathed. You okay? I let out a long, shaky breath I didn't know I'd been holding. I don't know. Maybe? Yes. No. God. I checked the video again. My comment had climbed to the very top now, pinned there by sheer momentum, 50,000 likes and rising. The replies kept stacking. This is why you don't prank people like this. He edited out her leaving? Nah, I'm done with this dude. Girl, I hope you're okay. You deserve way better. Interspersed were the predictable ones. It's just a joke. Calm down. Why comment this now, clout much? Those stung less than I expected. For the first time in days, I felt steady. Not happy, not healed, but anchored. My phone buzzed again. More notifications than I could process. DMs from strangers, screenshots from friends, even a message from a cousin I hadn't talked to in months. Is this you? This is going to get bigger, Jenna said gently. I know, I said. Do you want that? No, I said honestly, but I want something else more. What? For the truth to exist somewhere he can't cut, I said. He has his edit. This is mine. As the like count ticked higher, something shifted in me. I realized that even if everyone forgot in a week, even if the internet moved on like it always does, this would still matter. Not because it ruined him, because it proved I wasn't going to let him turn my life into a storyline where he wrote every beat. Tyler wanted a viral moment. What he got instead was a mirror. My phone didn't stop buzzing for the next 24 hours. By morning, my comment had passed 100,000 likes. By afternoon, 200,000. By evening, it was the first thing anyone saw when they opened Tyler's video. And Tyler was unraveling. It started with a text. Tyler, brands are emailing me. What did you do? I didn't answer. Jenna took my phone at one point and physically put it on top of her fridge like I was a toddler trying to grab cookies before dinner. But ignoring him didn't stop the collapse. Around noon, he sent me a screenshot. An email from his biggest sponsor, a makeup company he'd bragged about nonstop for weeks. We are placing your partnership under review in light of recent controversy and concerns about brand alignment. That's one, Jenna muttered, shaking her head. Another hour passed, another screenshot. A fitness apparel brand. We are pausing upcoming campaign assets pending investigation. Then, I lost the $15K deal because of you. You ruined it. Answer me. Tell people you're overreacting. Tell them we talked. Tell them we're fine. I let the messages stack up unread because I wasn't fine. And for the first time, he was getting a taste of consequences that didn't come with a laugh track. By that evening, I decided to check the video again. 5 million views. My comment had over 300,000 likes. And the shift in public opinion was unmistakable. Overnight, the tide had gone from, "it's just a prank," to, "weaponizing someone's emotions isn't funny. This is emotional abuse, lol what? Posting her crying without consent? Prison." Bro edited out her leaving. That's the red flag. Of course, a few still push back. She's doing this for attention. Everyone wants to cancel creators for nothing. Typical bitter ex. I could live with that. Then my phone rang. This time it wasn't Tyler. It was his mother. "Madison," she began, her voice tight with barely concealed anger, "what exactly is it that you think you're accomplishing?" I almost laughed. Of course Tyler had run to his mother. "I'm not accomplishing anything," I said calmly. I told the truth. "You are destroying my son's career. Do you understand that? Do you understand what you've already cost him? Sponsors are backing out. He's losing followers. People are attacking him online. He posted the video," I reminded her, "without my consent. He humiliated me." "It was a joke," she snapped. "A harmless joke. Young people do pranks all the time. You are blowing it out of proportion." "He made me believe he cheated on me," I said quietly. "He filmed my breakdown, and he lied in the edit." She hesitated just a split second, but I heard it. Doubt, cracking through indignation. Then she hardened. "If you don't delete your comment," she said, "we will explore legal action for defamation." I sighed, rubbing my forehead. "Ma'am, I didn't defame him. I corrected his lie." "We'll see what a judge says." She hung up. Jenna stared at me, sandwich halfway frozen in her hand. Did she just threaten to sue you?" "Apparently," I said dryly. "Girl," she said, "you need a lawyer." "I already have one. My cousin, civil attorney, chaotic and wonderful." I forwarded him the voicemail. He called 15 minutes later, laughing so hard he couldn't speak for a moment. "Defamation?" he wheezed. "Defamation. Madison, you literally told the truth about a video he posted himself. So I'm safe? Legally? You're a fortress. If they try anything, I'll countersue for emotional distress." I didn't want to sue. I didn't want drama. But hearing I wasn't legally vulnerable felt like someone finally cracked a window in a suffocating room. Later that night, Tyler posted a video addressing the situation. The screen filled with his carefully pouty face, messy hair, soft lighting, the standard "creator apologizes from bed" aesthetic. "Hey guys," he began, sighing dramatically. "So there's some drama going around about my latest prank. I just want to say, I never meant to hurt anyone. Sometimes content crosses a line. I get that." I stared at the screen. He didn't say my name. He didn't say what he did. He didn't say he lied in the caption, or edited out me leaving, or begged me privately to help repair the fallout. "I'm learning," he said. "I'm growing. Please stop sending hate." Jenna groaned. "That is the most non-apology apology I've ever heard." The comments agreed. "This isn't accountability. He's sorry his views are tanking. Not you doing the sad boy tone without saying what you did. If she hadn't commented, we'd never know the truth." His follower count had dropped by 50,000. By next morning, 70,000. Then 100,000. He texted again. "Tyler, I lost 8K already BC of you." Tyler, "I can't pay rent next month." Tyler, "You happy?" Tyler, "You're ruining my life over one mistake." Tyler, "Answer me." I didn't. But something twisted in my stomach, a conflict I didn't expect. Did I want his life destroyed? No. But did I want him to feel real consequences for exploiting me? Yes. God, yes. Because he didn't cry when I cried. He laughed. And he wanted millions of people to laugh with him. "Do you feel bad?" Jenna asked gently that night. "I feel conflicted," I admitted. "I don't want to ruin him, but I won't lie for him either." "That's not the same thing," she said. "Not wanting to help him doesn't equal wanting to destroy him." I nodded, but the knot in my chest didn't loosen. By the end of week 1, Tyler posted a second video, this time full crying, tears streaking his cheeks under the ring light. "I'm being canceled," he said between sniffles. "People don't understand how hard this is. I made one mistake and lost everything." Not once did he say her name. Not once did he say what he did. Not once did he say, "I'm sorry" to the person I hurt. He was crying for himself. And even through the pity comments, the narrative was shifting. Someone commented, "This isn't cancel culture, this is consequence culture." That reply alone had 50,000 likes. By the next morning, Tyler had lost almost half his followers. His sponsorships were gone. His rent was overdue. And for the first time since the prank, he texted me something that wasn't rage or blame. Tyler, please, I'm begging you. Make a video saying you forgive me. Anything. Please, I can't survive this. I stared at the message a long time. Then I typed, me. Actions have consequences, Tyler. I'm not responsible for fixing something you broke. His reply came immediately. Tyler, so you want me homeless? Me. I want you to understand what you did. Tyler, it was a joke. Me. You didn't joke when I was crying. He stopped texting after that. The silence was almost louder than the messages had been.
But the damage was only beginning. The silence didn't last long.
When Tyler stopped texting me directly, his friends picked up where he left off. It started with a DM request from a girl named Amber, one of his creator friends I'd met twice. She had the kind of voice that always sounded like it was about to deliver gossip or judgment.
Amber, you know he's literally losing everything, right?
Amber, why are you dragging this out?
Amber, it was one prank. You are ruining his income. BC, you got emotional.
I stared at the messages, stunned by how confidently cruel they were. Jenna peered over my shoulder. Block her. I did, but she wasn't the last. Within an hour, 3 more messages appeared from other creators in Tyler's circle. He supported you so much, and this is how you repay him? Aren't you embarrassed milking this? If he becomes homeless, it's literally your fault. My fault. Not the video he filmed, not the pain he exploited, not the lies he posted. Mine. It was almost funny if it wasn't so twisted. I blocked them all. Still, something inside me shook. Old instincts to be accommodating, to be the peacemaker, to shrink my pain so no one else felt uncomfortable. I could feel those instincts clawing their way up. But then I remembered the way Tyler had looked into the camera while I cried. The way his laughter rang louder than my heartbreak. The way he'd said, "This is going to get so many views," while I was falling apart. No more shrinking. By the end of the week, Tyler's follower count had dropped from 300K to about 180K. I checked the analytics tracker he always used, out of habit, not out of pride, and watched the red downward arrows stack like falling dominoes. His engagement percentage had cratered from 12% to under 2%. Creators talk about engagement the way doctors talk about heart rates. His numbers weren't just low, they were flatlining. The next blow came on Tuesday. He lost his biggest sponsorship, the $15,000 one, then the $8,000 one, both within the same 72 hours. Tyler texted me a screenshot from his brand rep with nothing but a single message. "This is your fault." I didn't reply. He called. I let it ring. He left a voicemail. I didn't listen, but I didn't have to guess what he said. I knew Tyler's patterns. First charm, then guilt, then rage, then self-pity. The cycle was his real content creation schedule. Later that evening, Jenna and I were sitting on her couch eating leftover Thai food when Tyler's name lit up my screen again. This time it wasn't a text. It was a notification. A new video from Tyler. Caption: "When cancel culture destroys your whole life." I sighed. Here we go. We opened it together. The video began with Tyler curled on his unmade bed, hood pulled up, red-rimmed eyes, no ring light, underlit and raw in a way that screamed aesthetic breakdown. "I don't know what to do anymore," he sniffed. "I'm getting death threats. Sponsorships are gone. People are saying awful things, all because I made one mistake." He wiped his nose on his sleeve. "I apologized," he said. "I tried to reach out privately, but she won't talk to me. I'm a good person. I didn't deserve this." My jaw clenched. Not once did he say what he had done. Not once did he say my name. Not once did he acknowledge that the death threats were coming from strangers overreacting, not because of anything I said. "You're kidding," Jenna muttered. "He's framing you as the villain." I scrolled through the comments. Some people were sympathetic. "People need to let go. He apologized. Cancel culture ruins mental health." But many others weren't buying it. "You never actually apologized for the prank, dude." Fake tears. "You just missed the sponsorship money. Tell the whole truth, not just the parts that make you look good." And my favorite, "Imagine calling it cancel culture when you posted her crying for clout." The video hit 300K views within hours, but instead of boosting him, it pushed more eyes toward my comment on the original video. New likes kept rolling in. New screenshots kept circulating. New people kept calling out his behavior. Tyler didn't realize that the more he spoke, the more the internet noticed what he wasn't saying. By Thursday, his situation worsened. His landlord served him a notice for unpaid rent. I didn't know that because Tyler told me. I knew because he texted, all caps, "I'm going to get evicted. Are you happy now? Delete your comment." I stared at the messages, heart tight. Not out of guilt, but out of sadness that he still didn't understand. I typed back, "Me, you're in this situation because of choices you made, not me, not the internet. You filmed me crying without consent. You lied in the caption. You edited out the truth. These are your consequences." His response came instantly. "Tyler, you're heartless." Me, "No, I'm finally setting boundaries." I blocked his number. 2 days later, the final unraveling began. Jenna and I sat in her kitchen, scrolling through TikTok, when another video popped up on my For You page. Not from Tyler, from his best friend, Marcus. Caption, "Defending my boy, BC. The internet is wild RN." Oh God, I muttered. This should be good. Marcus, with his 2 white teeth and manufactured charisma, looked into the camera and said, "People need to stop attacking Tyler. He's a great guy. He didn't abuse anyone. He didn't cheat. It was a prank. Madison is blowing it way out of proportion because she wants attention." Jenna actually stood up from her chair. "Oh, hell no," she said. "He did not just say your name." I closed the app, pulse pounding. "I'm not engaging. I refuse." But the internet? The internet engaged for me. Within hours, Marcus's comment section turned into a battlefield. "She literally said she left and he edited it out. Stop gaslighting on behalf of your friend. You clearly didn't watch the full video. Why are grown men defending emotional manipulation?" The backlash grew so intense, Marcus disabled comments. Then he deleted the video. Not long after, another update hit my phone. Tyler launched a Patreon. I clicked the link. Exclusive healing journey. Content $10 a month. Help me through this difficult time. He had 23 subscribers. Wow, Jenna said. A whole $230 a month. That'll definitely pay rent. I finally laughed. It wasn't a mean laugh. It was disbelief, exhaustion, release all tangled together. "He really doesn't get it," I said quietly. "He thinks this is still content." That night, after Jenna went to bed, I sat alone in her dim living room, screen glowing in my hands. I scrolled through the comment sections of both our accounts, watched strangers debate my heartbreak like it was a TikTok challenge, watched people pick sides, guess motives, write essays. I felt exposed, seen in ways I didn't want to be. But I also felt held, supported by people who recognized cruelty when they saw it, who refused to let Tyler spin the narrative. I whispered into the quiet. I didn't ruin his life. I let the words settle. He did. And for the first time since that terrible night, I believed it. The next morning, a text awaited me, from a number I didn't recognize. Tyler's mom. "We will pursue legal action unless you take down that comment." A voice message followed. "Madison, you are being vindictive. He is in financial ruin because of you. Think about what you're doing. Think about his mental health. You're pushing him to the edge." Jenna walked in as I replayed it. "She's emotionally blackmailing you," she said. "Don't you dare let that get in your head." "I won't," I said, but my hands shook anyway. After all, I had been taught my whole life that women were supposed to protect other people's feelings, even at the cost of their own. But not this time. Not anymore. By the end of the week, Tyler's Patreon collapsed. He deleted the crying video. He posted a vague, bitter story about taking time offline. And then finally, everything went quiet. The fall was complete. But the story wasn't over. Not yet. The quiet lasted 4 days. 4 entire days without new notifications tied to Tyler. 4 days without messages from his friends, his mother, or strangers demanding that I fix the fallout he created. It felt strange, like my brain kept waiting for an alarm that never went off. But on the 5th day, the silence finally broke. I was at my new apartment, paint swatches taped to the wall, trying to decide whether soft wheat or warm linen was less depressing when my phone buzzed. A link. From Jenna. No words, just the link. I clicked it. It was a TikTok from an account with barely 8,000 followers. Tyler's second account, the one he never used except for testing drafts and filters. My stomach tightened. What now? I whispered to myself. I tapped the video and froze. No ring light, no hoodie pulled up for aesthetic sadness, no rehearsed angles. Just Tyler, sitting on what looked like a twin bed in a dimly lit room. No filters, no styling. Dark circles under his eyes, hair unstyled falling into his face, and he looked small. When he spoke, his voice wasn't performative, it wasn't defensive, it wasn't creator mode. It was quiet, raw, human. "Hi," he began, clearing his throat. I don't really know how to start this." He looked down, running his hand over his face. "I've spent the last 3 weeks trying to convince myself that this was all an overreaction, that I was the victim of cancel culture, that people were just out to destroy me. A beat. But after talking to a therapist, and after actually sitting with what I did instead of trying to spin it, I realized something. He looked up at the camera. What I did to Madison was emotional abuse. My heart stopped. Hearing him say my name, not her, not my ex, not an implication, but my actual name. Something twisted sharply inside me. He continued, voice trembling. I weaponized her trust. I manufactured her heartbreak. I filmed her pain, edited out the parts that made me look bad, and posted it for clout. That's not a prank. That's not funny. That's cruelty. His breath hitched, and I laughed. I laughed while she cried. I laughed because I thought it would get me views, because I cared more about numbers than about a person who loved me. I closed my eyes, not to block out the words, but because hearing them hurt in a way I didn't expect. Tyler kept going. She didn't ruin my career. I ruined my own career. I did this, and honestly, I deserve the consequences of it, every single one. The camera shook slightly, his hand trembling. I don't expect forgiveness. I don't deserve it, but I needed to say this. Madison, if you see this, I'm sorry, not for how this turned out. Not because of the backlash, but for what I did to you, what I put you through, what I took from you. He swallowed hard. I'm sorry for turning you into content instead of treating you like a person. He ended the video abruptly. No influencer outro, no hashtags, no manipulative music overlay. Just silence. Real, unedited silence. I realized I'd been holding my breath. Jenna texted. Jenna, you okay? Because that actually sounded real. Not damage control real. Human real. I didn't answer right away. I watched the video a second time, then a third. And each time I felt the same strange, heavy ache. Not pity, not longing, not triumph. Just closure. Slow, deep closure, settling into the cracks where grief used to live. Finally, I opened the app and left a comment under his video. It was simple. Me. I appreciate this apology. What happened hurt me deeply, but I'm glad you're taking responsibility. I won't be coming back, but I hope you truly learn from this and become better. Within minutes, Tyler replied. Tyler, I don't deserve your kindness, but thank you, and I really am sorry. And that was it. No pushing, no guilt-tripping, no begging, no manipulation. Just acceptance. A few days later, I signed the lease on my new one-bedroom apartment. Small kitchen, creaky floors, terrible ventilation, but when I turned the key, it felt like choosing myself in a way I never had before. Jenna helped me move in. My coworkers surprised me with a housewarming plant I would absolutely kill within 2 weeks. And in a moment of surreal hilarity, even my mother sent me a text. Mom, saw the video. I never liked him. Good job leaving. I laughed so hard I nearly dropped a box labeled bathroom, but also random stuff. In the weeks that followed, life slowly became normal again. I went on a couple of casual dates, not searching for anything, not rushing into anything, just enjoying the feeling of being treated like a person instead of a prop. I hosted a little freedom night gathering with friends. Board games, pizza, no cameras, no ring lights, just laughing and being human. One evening, a local journalist messaged me asking for an interview about viral accountability. I politely declined. I didn't want to be a story anymore. I just wanted to live. But the truth is, I learned something I wish everyone on the internet could tattoo across their eyelids. Your emotions are not content. Your pain is not entertainment. Your dignity is not negotiable. No views, no likes, no follower count is worth sacrificing your humanity for, or someone else's. Tyler wanted to go viral. He did, just not the way he imagined. He wanted fame. He got infamy. He wanted content. He got consequences. And me? I wanted a real relationship. I didn't get one. But I got something better. I got myself back. And that is the ending I choose.